Hi everyone, this is Venus from Taste of Venus. So I'm going to do a quick video on how I make my fried eggplant. So here's the eggplant that I'm going to be using. I picked these from my garden, and I'm going to be using some also Panko breadcrumbs to bread them with. But the wet bath that I'm using first is going to be, well, I should say it is. It's a scrambled egg that I'm going to be using with a little tempura flour that I added in here to just thicken up the egg batter a little bit. Let me just show you here. This is my bath that I'm going to be using to put my eggplant in. So let's get started on cutting up the eggplant. And also I have a little boiler here that cooking pot I'm going to be using. This is it. I haven't turned it on yet, but dang, I probably should. I forgot to plug it up. Sorry, I'm back. It took me a minute to plug it up because sometimes things are complicated. Alright, I'm going to start cutting up this eggplant. This is how I found it to be more fun for me. Sometimes I cut it into rings, but sometimes I like a little bit more flair. You know, decorations. And I just found it to be cute. So far I cut it in slices like that. Still on the, whatever you call this. Anyways, I'm gonna finish cutting. I cut it in slices first, and now I'm gonna cut it in the other direction. Alright, so I think that's it. So I cut it like this. Yeah. And then I'm gonna soak this in the water for 15 minutes. I already have one soaking. I think I have 2 minutes left. So I'm gonna put this in the water. It's a bowl of salted water. So I'll put it in there. I already have one in there that I'm going to take out. But I think I have 2 more minutes left, and the grease is still heating up, so let's give it some time. I think I started this video a little bit too soon, but it's okay. Let me turn this up. I might have to turn this video off and start over, but I won't, because I already started it and I already cut up my eggplant, so sometimes stuff happens. But meanwhile, this is my plate that I'm going to be putting my eggplant on. I just took a tomato, cut it up, and then put a little zinnia flower on it because I like to be fancy like that. I like to have a little bit of decorations on my plate. It's just a fun thing to do for me, and I'm still waiting. Maybe oh, the timer's going off. All right. So now I can pat dry my eggplant that I had soaking. Just gonna pat this dry a little bit. Before I put it into my egg and flour bath. Just waiting for the oil to heat up, and it's at 176 right now. I think I want to get this in the deep fryer between 320 and 350, something like that. So while that's heating up, I'll just let this continue to dry. But also, what I'm using to bread is Panko breadcrumbs. And what I did was I took some of the Panko breadcrumbs and put them into a Ziploc bag and smashed it up a little bit, because sometimes it's a little bit too chunky. But I feel like the finer I make the breadcrumbs, it'll stick better. And the crunch will still be about the same as long as you let it cook until it's nice and golden brown. And the grease temperature is perfect. So I'm just waiting patiently for this to heat up. It's almost there. Sorry, I had to walk away for a minute and close the door because otherwise my little one's gonna start barking. And once you start barking, there's no end to it. So I just thought I'd do that while I'm waiting for my oil to heat up. The temperature is at 176 right now, and thanks for being patient with me, because if you don't have patience, the kitchen is definitely not for you. So I'm still drying off this eggplant. I think this flour is going to turn out pretty nice and crunchy. I mean, you see that? It's beautiful. I like the way I did that. I've seen other videos where they've done similar things to it like this. So, you know, find a recipe you like and make it your own. Especially with the blue cheese and dressing that's going to come at the end. It's going to be really delicious. Alright, my oil is almost there. It's not there yet. Are we there yet? No, we're not. I just want to make sure the oil is perfect, because I made this yesterday and the first one didn't turn out so well. But this one's going to be good. Let me get a chopstick and check the water. Not a chopstick, but a spoon to check the temperature of the oil. Oh, it's ready. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's get this rolling. Alright, I'm going to give it a bath here. First, let me move that out of the way. First, we're gonna put this in the egg mixture. Make sure it gets nice and in there. And now we're gonna put it in the breadcrumbs. Panko crumbs, same thing, whatever. Let's get it all up in there. I think I needed to make these a little bit smaller, the Panko breadcrumbs, but that's okay. It's still gonna taste delicious. Every time you cook, you learn something from the last time you did it. Now look how much crumbs are on that. Looks pretty good. Now let's get this baby in the grease. Let that cook probably about, I don't know, I don't put the timer on, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Let's see. I think this is my third YouTube video. I'm trying to get the hang of it. I'll bring this over so you guys can see what I'm cooking. Look at that. It's cooking up nicely. I'm going to cook this in pretty much until it's golden brown because I think the darker, for me, it tastes better. I mean, I like a little bit crunch, and sometimes eggplant can be a little bit mushy. But let me get something to turn this over with. All right. I cut this much better than I did yesterday. But practice makes perfect. And the cool thing is about this little gadget that I got, this little fryer, I could just lay the eggplant right here on this little grate, and the grease will drip back into the pot. So I'm digging it. It's almost there.